Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
With 8 days to go, both presidential campaigns making Michigan a priority in the final stretch until Election Day.
As coronavirus cases continue to rise across Michigan, a new push from parents for a return to in-person learning.
But we begin with breaking news in Washington, with the Senate confirming Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. The Senate voting 52-48 to put Judge Barrett on the highest court, with every Democrat voting against her confirmation.
Senator Susan Collins, the lone Republican to cross party lines and vote no, but a big political victory for President Trump, who held a swearing-in ceremony tonight at the White House. History in D.C. Susan McGinnis there with the latest. Susan.
In a late-night ceremony at the White House, Amy Coney Barrett celebrated as the newest member of the U.S. Supreme Court.
So help me God.
The ceremonial oath administered by the court's most senior and perhaps most conservative member, Justice Clarence Thomas. She takes the official oath and her new job tomorrow.
The oath that I have solemnly taken tonight means at its core that I will do my job without any fear or favor, and that I will do so independently of both the political branches and of my own preferences.
President Trump celebrating a milestone, seating his third justice on the 9-person court.
The American people put their trust in you and their faith in you.
Is confirmed.
Republicans rushing the confirmation to seat Barrett ahead of a critical challenge to Obamacare. She could help cement a conservative majority on the court for years to come and play a key role in rulings ranging from abortion and gun laws to LGBTQ rights.
The American people will suffer the consequences of Judge Barrett's far-right, out-of-the-mainstream views for generations.
Amy Coney Barrett poised to take her place on the Supreme Court and in history. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, Local 4.
All right, Susan, despite COVID cases being on the rise, some Grosse Pointe parents are pushing for face-to-face learning.
They took their argument to the school board tonight in person. Jason Colthorpe was there as the board laid out its plan to ease kids back into the buildings. Jason, good evening.
Good evening, Kim. And it's a plan, a lot of these parents say, is months too late. And make no mistake, these parents really are not worried about their kids returning and getting sick. In fact, they think the downside of them being forced to learn at home far outweighs any risk they would take of getting COVID.
Parents of students in Grosse Pointe schools
get our kids what they need, please. No plan. You can represent us, Chris. What's going on?
letting the board members know their frustrations.
You guys need to do better. They should have already been back.
As they walked into the meeting Monday night.
We got to give our kids more. I mean, ideally they're face-to-face, but if they're not, they deserve more.
Everyone wants kids in classrooms. I mean, there are parents who don't think it's safe, and we want to offer that option to them so that they can, have a virtual option, and we're doing this with a hybrid plan. So, I understand these people. And I feel for them.
Elementary students are back in person part of the week, and these parents say it's hurting their middle and high schoolers who were stuck at home getting a shadow of an education.
They're worried about the long-term damage of the virus. What about the long-term damage of sitting in front of a
mental health?
Those same parents bristled as the board's plan was laid out tonight, but Superintendent Gary Niehaus tried to explain the district has had to work extensively with the health department and the state.
It's important for people and parents to know that this isn't always a local level decision like everybody thinks it is. We're being dictated to almost on a day-to-day basis.
By the way, I should point out this meeting is still going on, and public comment didn't begin until about 10:30. And from the parents I've listened to, they really are giving it to the board with both barrels. And if you ask the superintendent, he says, you can be upset about this plan, but they're in the same boat as the majority of other school districts in Wayne County. Kimberly?
So you're so right. So I'm wondering, does the upcoming school board election change any of this, Jason?
Oh, it sure does.
Yeah.
5 of the 7 seats are up for election, and as a few of these parents have pointed out, some of the people running are in here during public comment, making it clear that when this. They expect a much different looking board here in a couple of months, but they also are asking them, get this, do the right thing, pass this plan that they think is the right thing in the meantime. Kim?
Okay, Jason, thanks. 2 people rushed to the hospital tonight on Detroit's west side after shots are fired into a minivan.
And the van then crashed into a utility pole. Tim Pamplin on the scene with the night cam. Tim.
We got the night cam on the west side tonight. This is Whitcomb and Chalfont, Grand River, Greenfield area. 2 men driving down the road in this Buick minivan when someone opens fire. You see the driver's side there riddled with bullets. The 33-year-old driver in critical condition. He's in surgery right now. After he got shot, he then crashed into this utility pole, bringing the lines down. Police are talking to the 61-year-old passenger. He suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Police have nothing to go on. They're asking you tonight, if you were in the area of Whitcomb and Chalfont, saw anything, heard anything, please give the police a call. That's the scene on the west side with the night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
Okay, Tim, now let's get to coronavirus in Michigan with the state's 7-day average now above 2,000 cases, and that's the first time that's happened.
In the past 48 hours, Michigan is reporting a 2-day total of 3,881 new cases, with 29 more Michiganders dead from the virus. The state's weekly report on COVID spread in schools shows 30 schools are reporting new outbreaks. 5 of those are in Macomb County, including Dakota High School, which currently has 5 cases. Michigan Chief Medical Executive Dr. Johnny Caldoun took part in a roundtable discussion today, warning against large gatherings.
I think we have what it takes. We brought that curve down in the spring, and I truly believe that we can do it again. And we've had a little bit of time to prepare for this next surge. If you can just wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance, we will all be in a better place.
Well, today, the Trump administration announced it's ramping up the distribution of rapid coronavirus tests across the U.S., with Michigan set to receive 3 million rapid testing kits.
Now, the presidential campaigns are blanketing Michigan once again, 8 days out from Election Day. Tonight, the Trump campaign was in Washington Township for a rally with Donald Trump Jr. Mara McDonald live in Sterling Heights. Mara, it's going to be another very busy week. In fact, the president will be rallying in Lansing tomorrow afternoon.
You know, Devin, for years, presidential campaigns all but ignored Michigan. And then came Trump in 2016, who consistently campaigned here. And he ended up turning common wisdom on its head. 8 days out from Election Day, and Trump Jr. hosted a well-attended rally in Washington Township tonight. What the political number crunchers are wondering, does Trump take Macomb again? And if he does, what does the margin look like? I asked Trump Jr. whether he can see himself in the state again over the next 8 days.
I imagine so. I mean, I spent probably, over the last 30 days in 16, I probably spent 7 of them in Michigan, and everyone's telling me, what are you doing here? It's not worth it. That's the reality. Donald Trump has to be the president for all Americans.
The fight for Michigan voters is real. Never before 2016 has this state seen this kind of intensity from 2 presidential campaigns duking it out. The president is in Lansing tomorrow. The vice president is in Flint on Wednesday. Jill Biden is in Michigan on Thursday, and Joe Biden says he's returning to Michigan on Saturday. The polling suggests Biden has a healthy lead here. And yet, both campaigns believe this state is within their grasp.
In 2016, Donald Trump made promises. He's actually delivered on those promises, right? He renegotiated NAFTA. Everyone said he couldn't do that. That sent our jobs south of the border. He got a trade deal done with China in January. Again, these are Donald Trump accomplishments.
Back here live, a reminder from every political strategist I've ever met. Campaigns do not spend time and money in states they don't think they have a shot of winning. We're live in Sterling Heights tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
All right, Mara, keep your calendar clear, if you would. You're going to have somebody to cover every single day, because here is a breakdown. You know it, yeah. Here's a breakdown of the campaign stops that have already been announced this week. President Trump holding a rally tomorrow, as we mentioned. He'll be in Lansing, with Vice President Mike Pence visiting Flint on Wednesday. Dr. Jill Biden will be here Thursday, although the campaign has not released the details on that yet. And tonight, the Biden campaign says the former vice president will be visiting on Halloween. We'll let you know once his campaign releases more information about that, which will of course be just 3 days before the election. If the ramped up campaign visits are any indication, Michigan of course could be a big decider in this year's election. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. we'll get a snapshot of where Michigan voters stand in the presidential election and look at how they feel about other key issues. Our new exclusive poll results coming to you tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m.
Police are investigating after a 2-year-old girl is attacked by a dog inside her home. It happened this morning near East Outer Drive in Berkshire. Police say the girl is in critical condition after the dog got through an open door. We're told the girl's father shot and killed the dog, but also accidentally shot his daughter in the arm. Police are investigating if this was a stray dog or if it may have belonged to the family. Federal prosecutors want more time as they look through evidence, including guns and explosives, in an attempt to indict 6 men charged in the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer.
Yeah, prosecutors say they are sorting through all the evidence to see if more charges should be filed. They want 40 more days to determine that. Well, the current deadline for indictment is early November. Lawyers for the men charged say their clients only talked about the alleged plot against the governor and did not act on it.
Still ahead, a Florida man goes on a rampage after stealing a backhoe.
Yeah, what he told police when he targeted a neighbor because of political signs. Here comes Ben.
Devin, sunshine still on a weekend break, it looked like, with the clouds around. Will we get more of it tomorrow, and where do temperatures go from here? Plus the latest on Hurricane Zeta and its possible impacts for us. Coming up.
All right, Ben, but first, protesters say Shelby Township Police illegally strip search one of its members, but video from inside a patrol car shows a different story. That's next.